Peace and love, family. Peace and love. Peace and love. Just take a deep breath with me, y'all. Breathing in. Letting it out. I'm just sitting here. In meditation, reflecting in my akashic records in the Akash. I'm just reflecting and inquiring. I know I'm here to give messages, to speak within the divine essence that is me, that is all of us. And the word, dropping into my heart space and really connecting in. The word that dropped in for me is truth. I'm gonna say it again, y'all. Truth. There's so many ways, so many directions to take this concept, this word, this thing, truth. What is true? What is truth? A space that I've been in lately, and we're going to circle back around to truth, but just to preface, words have been so highlighted lately for me. It's been the theme really in the last few months. I just felt a need to just kind of pull back my energy from places that I've frequented, conversations with friends, and just kind of be in my hermit mode, reflecting. There's been a lot of energy shift here in the last few months, with the end of the year and the cosmic cycles with the moons and the eclipses and the changing of powers, not only in the United States but globally. There's been major shifts in powers in many countries, and I can feel it. you know, and not that I even know the particulars of you know, who's changing seats, who's shaking hands, and it's so much happening. And I more so just tap into the feeling of what's happening, and it's felt moments of heaviness, lots of reflection. There's been moments of worry or fear that I've managed. But the promise of a positive outcome. A positive outcome as I remember what true power is, as I'm learning, as I'm remembering, as I'm stepping into, as I'm witnessing the importance and the beauty and the strength of what our individual responsibility to wield, to hold on, to cultivate, to wield our own sovereign power in a way that serves not only ourselves but serves each other, right? The collective. And I feel like that's a whole nother word, and I haven't forgotten truth here, right? But in this power, that has also been a theme, right? It's been a theme. There's been a few themes, but in this power, this reflection on power that I've gotten to as I've shifted through and kind of reflected and felt into and allowed myself to process these changes and these feelings that I feel that are, you know, macro to the micro, right? And I can feel it all, right? And so part of the reflection of power and really looking at myself, right? Because really that's where the biggest change that any of us can make is with ourselves. And so, you know, the work that I do, that I have done, that I'm doing, right? Just in with power has been to look at where I give it away, right? Where I've given it away in the past, where I'm doing a great job at maintaining my power, and what does it look like to wield it in a responsible way, in a loving way, in a way that's not harming my fellow brothers and sisters, my fellow people, you know. And one facet of this look at these different ways that I'm utilizing power and that I'm not, and that I've needed to call it back onto myself and heal any areas that for some reason I perceive that I don't have any power in that area. I've felt called to just take these simple but complex, right? Because when I say power, right, it could be simple, right? What is power? You plug in power. It's energy. It's a force. It is the force of change, of creation, of destruction. Power is energy, right? And we can use those other words, right? But each word, the point that I'm making here is to take these words that we use. I've been finding that it's been difficult a bit at times to define the feelings, right, that I've been processing. Like, I find that when I comb through, sift through, peel back the layers and really dive deep on just power, right, or truth, to find the English words to explain the feeling is often difficult, right? Because it's like we often communicate with each other with these words, right? And sometimes that it lands, right? Like what I'm saying lands, and sometimes it doesn't, right? And we're in conflict, or people are offended. What I'm saying is not what I meant, or what I'm saying is exactly what I meant. You didn't like it, or maybe I said what I meant and you didn't understand it. So this, right, which could be exchange of power, right, and truth, right? Because in truth, yes, I had to think for a second if I believed what I was about to say, but I do, right? It fits. In truth, there's power, and in power, there is truth, right? And they can be interchangeable, right? Truth is powerful. It's very powerful. And just to bring this together, before I turn this on, I really just asked myself, I just tapped into my heart space, and I'm like, what is coming up? What does my heart want to express? And I just heard truth. It's crazy. Okay, my guys, my higher soul. And I completely forgot until right now, like my theme for 2025 is truth. Wow. And another intention I forgot to mention that I had set before turning this on was this message to share with the people that I'm meant to connect with, right? I know that I'm called to speak, and I've been slow to speak, partly overthinking, but partly reflecting about what does it look like to be responsible with my words. I truly believe that for me, I'll say, because we're all on different walks, right? And I don't want to make any assumptions or judgments about what I feel others should be doing. But for myself, it really resonates for me that if I am to share publicly or to the masses, if I am to share anything, right? Doesn't matter if I'm singing, if I'm talking, if I'm whatever it is, in this capacity, in this work that Spirit has called me to do, that I do so with integrity, and that I am taking 100% responsibility for what I'm saying, for what I'm releasing, or for what is channeled through me, right? And making sure that I'm in a state to channel the highest vibrational, truthful messages possible. And so, in that, I just wanted to say, this is why. But truth, this year, I know for me personally, which obviously is a message for whoever is listening, there's a big call for you in your life to reflect on this word, what it means for you, to be in it. What is it to be in your truth? It's important. As I've reflected on the energies that we have transitioned from, and what we are going into, and what is coming down the pipe, and this is not to incite fear. I have zero fear about what is coming, about what I've been shown, about what we are facing as a collective. It may be frightening for some, right? But the call is for everyone, right? And this is here's the power piece, right? Wherever you are not in control of your own power, can fear set in? AKA truth, right? We can use them interchangeably. We can separate them, right? Truth and power can take two separate roles, but they could also intertwine very beautifully, right? And so I will even say power, right? Truth, because I'm going to use them synonymously here. There is a call to shift into what is true for you going into this year and moving forward. Wherever you are not operating in truth is going to become increasingly more difficult, right? It's going to create a resistance that is going to make things very uncomfortable. And so, in operating in your truth, right, which can be tough, right? It can be tough to the extent that you are not operating in your truth, and depending upon the reasons why you are not operating your truth. Potentially, I could argue maybe it doesn't even matter, right? I'll say to the level of awareness, right? Like maybe, like for me, right? What's true for me is that I know that I am meant to work for myself. And right now, I only partly do, right? And so that other part that I don't, I understand that it's my truth, that it's more true for me, that I will operate in a more powerful place to work for myself, right? And so in this awareness, I acknowledge that this is true for me, and I see that that is true for me. And so it's not, it has its difficult days, you know, when I'm somewhere that I don't want to be. But it's not, it doesn't have that, it doesn't have the edge on it that it once did when I wasn't aware that I was suffering. I didn't need to, right? I didn't need to suffer in things if I honored the fact that it's okay, that I don't need to be here, that I don't want to be here, and that I can choose something different for myself, right? And so you can see, if one is operating in that energy, if you're following what I'm saying, you may even feel the difference, right? If you can, for me, I'm very visual. So maybe you just picture that in your head, right? Picture someone who is aware that there's somewhere that they don't want to be versus the person who is very unaware and who is just feeling shitty about where they are, feeling victimized by where they're at, and they're just feeling bad, but they feel obligated to be there, and right? That energy feels very different. And so this is an analogy of what I'm referring to as far as we move into this next year, right? And to be in your place of your truth. Because to be in your truth is to be more in your power, right? And this is how you take back your power if you're feeling powerless, right? And this is to the people who may, if you know, you know, right? Like, cool, get to your message. But for the people who are even questioning, like, right? Like maybe you're feeling what you're feeling, right? Like I would say, even for me to be able to put into words, even just this message, and to feel it before this part of the journey, I had lots of feelings that I just could not verbalize, right? Because I just felt, there were times that I felt guilty for feeling what I felt, right? And so just being in the conflict of that doesn't allow for me to give myself permission and grace and the no fucks of me saying this, and whoever gives one or has an opinion about it, right? Like when I give myself the permission and the grace, it's easier for me to not care, right? And to operate in my truth, to cultivate and to take back my power, right? If this is what I'm meant to do, there's somebody on the other side of this message who needs it. So I give it, right? I'm giving it, I'm stepping into it, right? And so, you know, to take focus off of me, I use myself as the example. But this is what you're called to do, right? If you're listening to this message, what is true for you? If you're feeling confused, if you're somewhere you don't want to be, right? When, you know, physical, mental, wherever, if you don't know what the future holds, If you don't have a goal, the call is truth, right? Start there. Take back your power. Know that you are so powerful. You should be the most powerful person that you know. Right? If I ask you, who's the most powerful person that you know? Would you say yourself? A lot of people would start naming people, right? Oprah, Bill Gates, or, and really it just speaks to like how we define power, right? Like even my mind, like I'm going to people who have money, who have, right? But the thing is, right? There's a certain power in money, right? Because there's influence. But I would argue that even the person that has pennies in their pockets, that is a master of influence, is equally, if not more, powerful than these people who have lots of money. Right? So it's all about perspective. Right? And I say that to call it back to you. How are you influencing your life? You should be your hype man. You should be your own hype woman. And I mean, hype your shit up. Hype yourself. Right? How do you speak to yourself? What's the thing that is true for you? What's the thing you want to say that you're scared to say? What's the thing that you want to do that you're scared to do? This is individually I 1000% believe is one of the most important shifts that we each can make for ourselves moving forward. Because let me tell y'all, shit's about to get real out here. It's already there. But it's only moving forward in it. But we can still have fun. We can still take our future to a place of beauty, to a place of healing, to a place of oneness, to a place of power, to a place of communion and community and togetherness and compassion and acceptance of who we all are as individuals, right? To be a powerful, not only nation, not only to be powerful within ourselves, but to be powerful on this planet, right? To be powerful in all that we are. Your truth is what you need. Your truth is what everybody around you needs. It may not be what they want, but it's what is needed. Right? So we gotta dig deep. Call back your power. You're not here. You came into this 3D on this earth all by yourself. All by yourself. And that's not to say that we don't need each other, that we we need each other to thrive, right, in that way. But there's gotta be, one has gotta be powerful within themselves, right? Because to the extent that we're not, we are just spewing our falseness, our toxicity onto others, right? We got to be aware. Like, if we hating on each other, like, what are we hating about the next person? Oftentimes, and let me tell you, for those who are operating in your truth, or who are mustering up the courage to say the thing that you've been wanting to say, to do the thing that you've been wanting to do, because you know that you're going to receive some slack, some judgment, some hate, some, that low vibrational shit that's going to come your way. But why, right? If you're operating in your truth, person, this is who I'm talking to, you who's mustering the courage. This is coming at you, right? Maybe you're building this story in your mind. If that comes your way, and you're shakeable, right? Because you're not grounded in your truth. To dig a bit deeper, to allow those roots to ground you a bit more in you being in your truth. Ask yourself, why? Right? You have to be able to see what's true. You're in your truth. But you got people coming at you. You got maybe, right? And if you don't care, great. That's the best way to be. But if you do, I'm trying to give you a little tip. These people are judging and hating and bringing that to you because why? Because when you're in your truth, you're in your power. And for them, they feel less than, right? They want to judge you. Oh, that's not right. It's not right. But who the heck are they? Right? And when I say truth, right, I mean like you're in your heart space. You're not harming nobody. You're not hurting nobody. It's very pure. You go into the place where you lose track of time because you in it. You in the thing that is calling to you, right? That truth, right? If you in some other stuff, I ain't talking about that, right? Like that's a whole nother, right? Because maybe it ain't right. But I'm saying if you're in the thing, you're in the space. That's 100% true for you. For you. That's for you. Right? Then whatever's coming your way is their problem. Period. That's the nicest way for me to put it. They see your light, they jealous. They say it's wrong because their blinders are very narrow, right? They've built this box of ideals around themselves and they feel like everybody's supposed to be in that damn box with them. No, right? And there's many more reasons why, but it doesn't even matter, right? The point is to be in truth. Be in your truth. Take the leap. Take the dive. Do the thing. Say the thing. Be the thing. Create the thing that's true for you. Be powerful. Be amazing. Shine your light bright. Because on the flip side, right, you have the naysayers, you got the sheeple, you got the people, ain't got nothing better to do. But the beautiful thing, right, is that when you're in your truth, you will inspire. You will inspire everyone else who's vibrating with you, right? I can't tell you, there's like countless people that I witness or that I watch if I'm just taking a break and watching a video or watching, like, they say whatever the fuck they feel. Like, I love it. They different. They dress different. They look different. They say whatever. I mean, sometimes it's some wild stuff. But I love it so much because the energy that they give off, like, I know that shit's true for them. You know what I mean? That's dumb. Like, they ain't hiding, they ain't mask ain't on. They like, for what and what, And I love that energy. It's contagious, And so know that, hang on to that if you're having trouble transitioning. If that feeling you haven't been able to put a word to has been coming up for you and you feel a bit anxious and you're feeling feelings and you're like, I don't know what I'm feeling. Just sit with truth. Just sit with it. Start running through the things in your mind. What do you love to do? Right now, in this moment. Think about it. And then reassess that feeling. And see how, right, what you love is true. Yeah, you see how power, love, truth, these things, this picture you cultivate. Sit with it. Sit with the picture. Sit with the feeling. Sit with the thing, the thought, the idea that comes to you. Don't think too hard on it, right? Drop it to your heart space. Don't think with your mind, think with your heart, right? Learn how to do that. And just drop your awareness into your heart, right? This is where your body will start to feel things. Notice how you're feeling. Think of that thing that's true for you. Think of that thing that you love. Think of the thing that you've been wanting to do. Think of the thing, the idea that you had 5 years ago that's still sitting with you. Think of it. And what do you feel now, right? That is your compass. That is your direction. That is your thing. It's the next thing. And it may change. But for right now, make space. Make time for that thing in 2025. Make space. Make room for that thing. Execute on it. If it's 5 minutes a day, it's a step. If it's an hour, shit, if you got the whole day, if you got a month, if you got the year off, even better, right? However much time you have, don't feel guilty about it. Don't start adding to the story. Oh, I would have did this, but you add into the story, right? You just, when you do that, you just drop out of your truth, out of your love, because that's not true, right? If you would, right? Then you go straight into victimhood. This is the thing I love. This is the thing I want. I'm frazzled right now. Or maybe you're not, right? Like maybe you have great control of your nerves and maybe your mind isn't spinning. Maybe you're just tired, whatever the thing, right? When you sit with what it is that's true for you, and it has a tangible step to it, it has the thing for you to do, attached to the thought and the feeling. Now take a step. Take a step. And as you continue on the path of following your truth, you will take back your power. You will feel more powerful. You will feel more confident. You will feel in alignment. You will be in the state of becoming the version of you that will be able to navigate the future, what is coming, this shift, this transition, this planetary shift, this planetary transition as Gaia is ascending. You will be able to navigate it in beauty, grace, and ease. This is what we're being called to do. This is my word. This is my gift to you. This is what has been placed on my heart to share. So, I think it was coherent. I don't know. It's the way that it came. I hope you got it. If you did, amazing. Comment, add to it. If it didn't land for you, find another message, maybe the next one will, I don't know, but this is all I gotta share, y'all. So yes, I love y'all. I'm rooting for y'all. I'm looking forward to seeing the new creations that are coming, because it's going to be a creative year, y'all. If y'all paying attention, although it's going to be some bullish, there's also going to be some beautiful things that are going to be created. So I'm looking forward to the creations, to the poets, to the artists, to the the business owners, the intentional, ethical businesses, the creations. Some of us are being called to create things that don't even exist. So I'm looking forward to see where we're journeying. So, all right, y'all. Until the next one, peace.